Bogner.
And bolted out of the house without even waiting to put on her coat. Someone up above was calling her imperiously, and she made for the steep little tunnel.
Scrape and scratch and scrabble and Scrooge. Scrooge and scrabble and scrape and scratch. Up we go,
till at last, pop! Her snout came out into the sunlight.
Oh, this is fine. This is much better than whitewashing. Why anyone would want to be spring cleaning on a day like this is beyond me. That sun is simply glorious. In the meadow. That must be the river.
Well, of course it is. What else should it be? Hello, Mole. Hello, Laura. You see these parts, are you?
Well, I spent a great time on the ground, you see.
I understand.
That's the river?
Oh, yes.
And you actually live by it?
By it and with it and on it and in it. It's brother and sister to me, and haunts, and company, and food, and drink, and, naturally, washing. It's my world and I don't want any other.
What a jolly life.
Oh yes, whether in winter or summer, spring or autumn, it's always got its fun and excitements.
And it never gets dull? Just you on the river and no one to pass over it?
Nowhere else to. Well, I mustn't be too hard on you, Mole. You don't know, of course, but I assure you, the riverbank is so crowded nowadays that many animals are moving away altogether. No, it isn't what it used to be at all. Otters, kingfishers, dabchips, moorhens, all of them, all day long, and always wanting something to do with you, as if the fellow has no business of her own to attend to.
And what do you do all day long?
Nothing. Of course, I do write the odd verse now and then, that sort of thing. As a matter of fact, I was just composing a little ditty when you came along. Do you think you'd like to hear it? Oh, yes. It's about ducks, you see. Sometimes I'm swimming with them, and when they stand on their heads, as ducks do, I dive down and tickle their necks. Just under their chins would be. If they had chins, and they come up all splattering and angry and really, they say the most vulgar things, and well, that's ditty. All along the backwater and through the bushes tall, ducks are dabbling up to Ilsall. Ducks, tails, straight tails, yellow feet up with the yellow bills all out of sight, busy in the river. Everyone for what he likes, heads down, tails up, dabbling free, high up in the morning. Did you have any plans for the day? Any appointments or that sort of thing?
Well, I was spring cleaning,
Oh yes, that's right.
but I've given that up.
There's a good fellow. You show great promise. You see, I was toying with the idea of taking a little boating trip up the river. I thought perhaps.
Oh, Rat, do you know, I've never been on a boat before.
You've never been in a. You have. Look here, Mole. What have you been doing your whole life?
Well, I spent a great time underground.
Underground. Yes, I remember. Well, I must tell you, there is absolutely nothing half so much worth doing as simply messing about in a boat, or around a boat, or with a boat. It doesn't matter which. Nothing really seems to matter. That's the charm of it. Look here, if you've really nothing else on hand this morning, suppose you can drop down the stream together and make a long day. I can pack a picnic lunch. Nothing elaborate, you understand. Perhaps we can go chicken, go ham, go gherkins, French roast, go sandwiches, butter meat, ginger beer, lemonade, soda water.
Oh, stop. This is too much.
You really do think so? It's only what I always take in these little excursions.
Oh, Mrs. Rat, I think you're the most kind-hearted and generous animal I've ever met.
There, don't get too excited. You'll spoil your lunch. Well, we best get packing here. Did I hear someone mention lunch? Otter, old fellow, how are you? Very well, Rat. And yourself? Splendid, thanks. Oh, may I introduce my friend? This is Mole.
How do you want it?
We're about to pack a picnic and take a little excursion up the river. Why don't you join us? I'd love to, old chap, but it must be getting on my way home. The missus is expecting me. Such a rumpus along the river today. All the world seems to be out and about and wait till you see Toad. Oh no, is Toad on the river again in all his glory? Probably showing off that picture of his. Worse, Patty, I assure you. Don't tell me. Not a new obsession. Oh yes, but I don't want to spoil it for you. You'll laugh yourself silly. Oh, Toady.
Are you speaking of Mr. Toad? The owner of Toad Hall?
None other than. He goes to graces, you see. Once it was nothing but pipe line. Then you tired of that, took to sailing. Nothing will please him but to sail all day. And every day. And a nice mess he made of it too. Last year, it was houseboating. And we all had to go and stay with him in his houseboat and pretend he liked it. He was going to spend the rest of his life in a houseboat. You remember that, don't you? Oh, well, it's all the same. Whatever he takes up, he tires up, and then it's on to something new. Such a good fellow, too, but no stability, especially in a boat. Well, I really must be going. Bye, Mole. It was awfully nice to make your acquaintance. So long, Ratty. Give my best to Toad. Wait till you see it.
I've heard great things about your friend, Mr. Toad.
Oh, yes. Well, he usually gets the rumors going himself. There's not an ounce of modesty in that animal, and that's a fact. Thinks he knows everything about everything, and no one can tell him otherwise. Still, he has a good heart. Has Toady. Well, we must be getting... Well, whatever is that? Hello, Ratty! Here, William! Slow down, boy! Whoa! Where's he stand? Oh, isn't this excellent? Just the fellows I was looking for. Really? Oh, well, let me introduce my friend. How do you do? Well, Ratty, what do you think of my new carriage? Very, colorful. Boating is paid out of tickets? Oh, pooh! Boating! Silly boyish amusement. I've given that up long ago. No, I've discovered the only genuine occupation. I propose to devote the rest of my life to it. Yes, I sense your enthusiasm. Here's the real life for you, Ratty. Embodied in this little cart, the open road, the dusty highway, and mind, this is the very finest carriage of its sort, without exception. You'll understand what I mean when we make our start this afternoon. I beg your pardon, but did I just hear you say something about me and start and this afternoon? Now, my dear old good Rat, don't start talking in that stiff and sniffy sort of way, because you know you've got to come. But don't argue. You surely don't mean to stick to your dull, fusty old river all your life, live in a hole in a bank, and go boating? I want to show you the world. I want to make an animal of you. I don't care. I am not coming in. That is flat. And what's more, I'm going to stick to my river and go boating and live in a hole just as I've always done. And Mo's going to stick with me into his island. Aren't you?
Of course I am, Rat. I'll always stick to you. When you say it's to be, has got to be. All the same, it sounds as if it was rather fun, you know?
You needn't decide anything in a hurry. Of course, I don't really care. I only want to give you fellows the pleasure. Live for others, that's my motto. Oh yes, well, I suppose so, right? It wouldn't be safe to go off into that thing anyway. That's the spirit, Ratty. Let's get old William turned around here.
We'll still take me on that out of the country.
Of course it will. All right, so everybody up, and we're off. There is a wide world waiting for me, waiting to sing out, waiting to see me today. I dare not keep it waiting. I say no mind if I sing to you. Oh, no. Good. There is a wide world waiting for talk to that I'm owing my time. I dare not keep it waiting. Other animals in Western history remind me I've got the power, glory, surely that is why I know that there is a wide world waiting for talk, waiting to tell me all that I'm owing my time. I dare not keep it waiting. Other animals, they tend to envy and remain. Me, I've got the plans, and of course I've got to sing. I'm certain there is a wide world under the stars. It can be sought out, it can be ours today. We dare not keep it waiting. It's only just a ways away, that grand wide world. I say, Toad, but why have you stopped? Well, I'm sorry, Ratty. Those are all the verses that I know. No, not the song you written it. I mean the carriage. Oh, well, I thought I'd point out a few sites of interest to our friend the mole here. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Oh, yes. Yes, that's all very nice, but don't you think you've taken us awfully close to the Wildwood? Oh, nonsense, Ratty. You're exaggerating, as usual.
What's the problem?
It's, well, lower classes. Tony! What? It's the truth. You might as well start off admitting it. We just don't go there very much. We were bankers.
Aren't they very nice fellows?
Well, let me see. The squirrels are alright. And the rabbits. Some of them. Rabbits are next to lot. This Badger, of course, lives right in the heart of it. Wouldn't live anywhere else if you paid him to. Good old Badger. Nobody interferes with him. They better not.
Why? Who should interfere with them?
Well, of course there's others. Weasels and ferrets and stoats and so on. They're alright. In a way, but they bring out sometimes. There's no time, and well, I can't really trust them. Now, I myself am very good friends with the vast majority of them. Past that time of day we meet and all that. Hello, Mr. Toad, how are you? Stop it. Stop what, Rat? The Wildwooders don't care for you any more than they care for the rest of us. Well, I don't know what your relations are like, old chap, but I happen to get along with them splendidly. Here, I'll show you. Hello, weasels. Hello, ferrets. It's a good friend, Mr. Toad. Toad, sit down at once. Take back what you said there. I will not. Have it your way. Hello, you-hoo. Hello, studs. It's a good job, Mr. Toad, Toad Paw. Here with Miss Mole and Miss Rat, here to make your acquaintance. Toad, sit down at once. I promise you, if you do not stop this foolish display, I will never again. Wait, but who's that? I have no idea. I think once it's to the other side. Toad, get out of the way, quickly. Beautiful, Toad. Very exciting. Toad, wait a second. It's a motor car. Oh, Toad? Oh, glorious, so stirring sight! The poetry in motion! The only way to travel! Oh, Melissa, wonderful! Oh, Toad, stop being stupid fool! And to think I never knew! Never even dreamt! Oh, what carriages I shall fling carelessly into a ditch in the wake of my magnificent onset!
Whatever are we gonna do with him?
Nothing. It always takes him this way in his first stage. He is now possessed, you see, and will continue in this manner for several days.
What was that?
Nothing whatsoever. Well, we best get back to Toad Hall. No use staying around here.
About the carriage.
What about the carriage, Rat?
Leave it. We'll send someone out for it tomorrow. Come along, Toad. I'm going to take you home now, fellow. Poop, poop, honk, honk. Making such a bloody row and rumpus, showing off in all his splendor, saying things you can't remember. Weasels hate him, ferrets too, slugs despise him. What do? Wild birds join as one. Toad's ascension has begun. Toad, down with the toad, down with the arrogance, insulting toad. Toad, down with the toad, down with the toad. When I was young, my mother told me this: be careful what you touch and what you kiss. Be sure to watch when you leave the command, or you might turn into a dirty toad. Toad, down with the toad, down with the arrogance, resourceful toad. Toad, down with the toad, down with the toad. Now I have got my sorrows and my tales, my grievances, goods dragged from here to Wales. Yet still I've got one thing which can't be cruel. At least I'm not a green and barter toad. Toad, down with the toad, down with the arrogance, insulting toad. Toad, down with the toad, down with the toad. Oh, Toady, we are secular organized. Just turn around and see our hungry eyes. You know you will get everything you own. When weasels, ferrets, stones, turn on the toad, toad, down with the toad, down with the arrogance, insulting toad. Toad, down with the toad, down with the toad.
And so it was that the mole and the water rat became almost constant companions. And Mole found herself never looking back on that spring day when she had left her humble lodgings behind, as she came to take up residence with the kind-hearted Mrs. Rat. Now the mole had long wanted to make the acquaintance of the badger. He seemed, by all accounts, to be such an important personage, and though rarely visible, to make his unseen influence felt by everybody about the place. But whenever the mole mentioned this wish to her good friend, She always found herself being put off.
It's all right. Badge will turn up someday or other. He's always turning up. And then I'll introduce you. The best of fellows. But you must not take him when you find him, but only as you find him.
Couldn't you ask him out for dinner or something?
He wouldn't come. Badger hates society and invitations and dinners and all that sort of thing.
Why don't you go and call him?
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't like that at all. Besides, it's quite out of the question. He lives in the very middle of the Wildwood.
Well, supposing he does. You told me the Wildwood was alright sometimes.
Oh, I know, and so it is. Sometimes, but I don't think you should go there just now. It's a long way, and besides, he wouldn't get home at this time of year anyway. He'll come along someday. We'll see.
The mole had to be content with this, but the badger never came along. But every day brought its amusements, and it was not till summer was long over and cold and frost kept them indoors that she found her thoughts dwelling again with much persistence on the solitary gray badger, who lived his own life by himself in his hole in the middle of the Wildwood.
Don't go into the Wildwood, not unless you want to ride me. So don't stop your walk away. Sun will stop and make it stay. Don't go into the Wildwood, not unless you're fast as lightning. Terror waits you everywhere. Terror waits you everywhere. Beware, beware. Danger, if you're a stranger. Lions, you will not dare. You will not dare. Don't ask me why you don't go into the Wildwood. Not unless you want a nightmare. Night is like the way it seems. Nothing but sad and boring. Nothing but some morbid dreams. Don't go into the Wildwood. Don't go into the Wildwood. Don't go into the Wildwood. It was a cold, still afternoon with a hard, steely sky overhead. The country lay bare and entirely leafless. Nature was deep in her annual slumber. There was nothing to alarm her at first. Twigs crackled under her feet, logs tripped her, but that was all fun and exciting. It led her on, and she came to where the light was less, and trees crouched nearer and nearer, and holes made ugly mouths at her. She passed another hole, and another, and another, and then, yes, and she was alone, and unarmed, and far away from any help, and the night was closing in. That'll teach him.
Right! I'm so frightened, you can't imagine.
There, it's all done with now. Good thing you wore those new galoshes. I followed your tracks all the way from the front doorstep. You shouldn't have gone and done it all.
I know.
We river makers hardly ever come here by ourselves.
I'm sorry, Rat. I've been a terrible nuisance to you. I don't know what you'll think of me, but I'm so very grateful. Oh, Rat.
Yes, well, we must be getting back home. Can't spend the night here. That would never do. Oh no!
What's up, Ratty?
Snow's up, or rather down. That'll make it very difficult to follow our tracks. I don't know exactly which direction we came from. Did we come that way, or... Oh, well, we'll have to make an effort anyway. Come along. Oh, my leg. Oh, Zigzaggy, it's not your day, is it? Well, let's have a look at that leg. Yes, you cut your shit up already. Here, I'll tie it up with my handkerchief.
I must have tripped over a stump or something.
I was never done by a stump. What's wrong with the sharp edges from the middle? Funny.
Well, never mind, I've done it. It's just the same.
Hooray, I knew it!
What have you found?
Come and see.
Doorknob?
Yes, indeed.
Why dance shoes around a doorknob?
But don't
means that some very careless and forgiving animal has left her doormat lying around or is sure to trip everybody up.
There. Oh dear. Now tell me what that is.
A doormat?
Yes? And what does that tell you?
Why? Why is a doormat telling anybody anything? Really, Rat? I think you fired that pistol a bit too close to your head.
Almost. Sometimes you quite exasperate me.
Well,
Now tell me what that is.
it's a brass plate.
Well done, and whose name is on it?
Mr. Badgers. Badger! Oh, Rat, you're a wonder. That's what you are. You argued it step by step from the very moment I fell and cut my leg. If only I had your head.
Yes, and as you don't, I suppose you're going to sit in the snow and talk on it. Now come in here.
Whatever you say, Rat. You just give me a word and
Oh, come on! Coming. Calm yourselves. Patience. I'll be there in a moment. Who the devil? Now the very next time this happens, I shall be exceedingly angry. Who is it that is disturbing folks at this hour? Speak up. Please, Badger, it's me, Rat, and my friend Mole, and we've lost our way in the snow.
What? Ratty, my dear little fellow. Come along in, both of you. Why, you must be exhausted. Well, I never lost in the snow, and in the Wildwood too. This is not the sort of night for small animals to be out. You've been up to some of your old pranks again, eh, Ratty? Oh, Mr. Badger, it was all my fault, you see. I wanted to make your acquaintance for the longest time, and I got rather, impatient, and I struck out on my own. And there were weasels and stoats and all these other animals, and I was frightened to death, but the brave Mr. Ratchet came and
Well, there, Mole. It's all done with now. Badger's going to hear all of that.
Let me get you two little fellows something to eat. You must be quite famished. There's a fire going if you want to warm yourselves.
Thank you, Badger.
Yes, thank you. Think nothing of it. Now then, tell us the news from your part of the world. How's old Toad getting along?
Oh, from bad to worse. Another smash-up from the last week, and a bad one, too. You see, he will insist on driving himself, and he's hopelessly incapable.
How many has he had?
Smash-up for motor cars. Oh, well, so I'll say he's on to his 7th.
He's been in the hospital 3 times. And for the fines he has to pay?
Yes, that's part of the trouble. Toad's rich, we don't know, but he's not a millionaire. Or he'd be ruined by this time next year, or killed in a smash-up. It's got to be one or the other.
It's too sad to even think about. Poor Mr. Toad.
Look here, Badger, we're his friends. Even though that's become quite a bit of an embarrassment lately, can't we do something?
Indeed we can, and we shall. Just as soon as the winter's behind us, we'll pay a visit to Toad Hall and take that young animal seriously in hand. We'll make him a sensible toad.
Well said, Badger.
Come on, yes indeed. Now, here's your grub. You two little fellows will excuse me while I retire to the next room. There's a few things I hope to think over just for an hour or two.
Please, Badger, go right ahead.
Yes, don't mind us. There's a bedchamber off that way if you care to lie down or anything.
Thank you, Badger.
Yes, thanks awfully.
Pleasant, thoughts.
What do you suppose he's going to think about?
Oh, no, Mole. That's just Badger's way of, well, he sleeps a great deal during the winter. He really does his sisters. And he's been particularly kind to us.
Oh, I see. Good grub tips.
Food, Mole. You mustn't say grub.
Patrick says grub.
And when you get to be asleep, Badger, then you can say grub too. But as long as you're a mole, you should learn to speak proper.
Properly.
Hello. I wonder who that could be. I suppose I ought to... Otter! Hello. Hello, Ray. I thought I should find you here all right.
Hello, Mr. Runner.
Hello, Mole. What brings you to this part of the world? Well, they're all in a great state of alarm along the riverbank. Rat never been home all night, and Mole neither. Something dreadful must have happened, and the snow had covered up your tracks, of course. But I knew that when folks are in a fix, they usually go to Badger, or else the Badger gets a wind of it. So I came straight here through the Wildwood and the snow and everything.
Weren't you out nervous?
Nervous? I'd give them nerves if any of them tried anything on me. Sit down, Ratty. I didn't mean to spoil your breakfast.
Oh yes, well, it's all right.
I was about halfway across the Wildwood when I came upon a rabbit sitting on a stump and cleaning his silly little face. I crept up behind him and grabbed him by the ear. I had to whack his head once or twice before I could get any sense out of him. But at last I managed to extract that the mole had been seen in the Wildwood last night. It was the talk of the burrow, he said, how Mr. Mole was in a bad fix and they were up and out chasing him round and round. Then why didn't you do something, I asked. You may not be blessed with brains, but you could have at least taken him in and made him safe or comfortable. What, us, he merely said? Do something, us rabbits. So I whacked him again and came straight here. Okay, Charles. Well, if it isn't the hedgehogs, what do you two little sports want then, eh? Please, sir, me and little Billy here, we were just trying to find our way to school. Mother was at the stove. Was the weather ever so? And we lost ourselves, sir. And Billy here got frightened and took and crying, being only faint-hearted. And we happened from Mr. Black's back door, and we had to walk the rock, sir. And thought perhaps... Yes, we'll do come in. Thank you, sir, Mr. Arch. That's terribly kind of you, sir. You needed to serve me quite so much.
I'll get it. Well, I say, it feels nice. Oh, Rat, this is splendid. Have you come out to see some Christmas carols then?
Yes!
Well, listen, they're a regular institution up at Moreland. Never passed me over. Oh, Rat, can I come in, please?
Well, it's not my house you guys, and of course they can come in. Badger wouldn't mind. Where is little Badger anyway? She's coming and make yourselves comfortable, children. Yes!
You remember me, don't you? Mrs. Moreland?
Yes!
I always gave up cider and muffins when we came around.
Yes!
Oh, what are you going to sing for us then?
Christmas carols!
Yes, Christmas Carol. I long to hear it. They don't say much, but they're such sweet animals.
Yes! Go ahead, have at it. It's Christmas time and joy was around us. Snow on the way and the day brings found us. Sing out, oh, bring up glad tidings of this world around us. Christmas time and joy was around us. Snow on the way and the day brings found us. Sing out, oh, bring up glad tidings of this world around us. Christmas time and joy was around us. Snow on the way and the day brings found us. Sing out.
Having a jolly old time of it, are we?
Yes! Oh, that's enough, children. Well, look, the old fella just dropped in to make sure that Mole and Rat were all right. Must be getting back to the missus and little Portly. Is anyone coming my way? Yes! All right, then say goodbye, children. Goodbye! Merry Christmas and thank you, Uncle Badger. Merry Christmas and thank you, Uncle Badger! Right then, we're away.
I'm terribly sorry to disturb you, Willows. It's completely my fault.
No, I take full responsibility for it.
Now see here, Mole. Enough!
Nice place, this. Mr. Badger. Underground, I mean. Reminds me of my little place. Nothing can happen to you. Nothing can get at you.
Exactly, and it's economical. Say, for example, your ideas get larger and you want to expand. Why, a dig and a scrape and there you are. And above all, no weather.
All right.
Take Toad. I say nothing against football, quite the best house in these parts. But supposing a fire breaks up, where's Toad? Supposing tiles are blown off and walls sink and crack and windows get broken, where's Toad? Supposing a fierce wind starts up and blows through the entire place, where's Toad?
Hello, Badger! Mole, Rat! Fancy meeting you fellows here. Badger, would you happen to have a crowbar or something like that? I seem to have run into a small bit of an automotive inconvenience. Oh, wait a second, that'll do. I'll return it as soon as I can. Better yet, why
bloody hotel. That does it then. I was tired of hanging about here anyway. My dear friends, the hour has come.
What hour?
Whose hour, you should say? Toad's hour. First thing tomorrow morning, the three of us shall journey to Toad Hall and turn that crazy lunatic back into a respectable animal.
We'll convert him.
He'll be the most converted toad before we're finished with him.
Well said, Ratty, my dear friend Mrs. Mole. Tomorrow, we begin. Take them off, you two.
No, you can't. You mustn't. Stop.
There. Now you are, once again, the comparatively good-looking toad that nature intended. You knew it would come to this sooner or later. You disregarded all of the warnings your friends had given you, and you're getting us animals a bad name in the district. I will make one last effort to prove your reason. You will come with me, and we'll see whether you come out of that room the same animal that way.
Yes, Badger. That's no good. Talking to Toad will never cheer up.
I expect not.
He'll say anything.
I expect so.
Look here, Mole. Are you alright? You've been a bit moody this morning. Have I? Rather. Tell me what's the trouble.
Oh, Rat, I know it's a shabby, dinky little place. Not like your cozy quarters or Badger's great house or Toad's beautiful hall. It was mine. I always wanted it. And this morning on the road, I smelled it. And we weren't so far off, but you kept walking ahead with Badger, and when I called you, you wouldn't listen, Rat. Though it was so very close, I thought my heart would break.
That's what you wanted.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Oh, now, what a pig I have been. A plain pig.
Really?
Oh, yes. I don't know what to say. Well, pity. I don't. Tell me about Willows.
No, it is small and far from grand, and buried under years across the land. And though it has so many without much farther than orphaned shoes, still it will stay wherever I roam. That constant, quiet little place I call my home.
Tell you what. Let's sing this business with Toad is finished. We'll go and pay the visit. A nice long one. And we'll invite Badger and Otter and his family and...
Oh, Rat, it's just a private little place to see. Just plastic statuary, a few knickknacks, all done under good.
I'm sure of it. I would be honored to see it, Mole. Really, I would. Just between the two of us, I don't go in much for these fancy old halls. Tell you what my place is like. It's more than more, and more than gray, and often filled with
his misguided conduct in the past and has undertaken to give up on motor cars entirely and forever.
Oh my, I say this is very good news indeed.
There's only one thing that needs to be done. Toad, I want you solemnly to repeat before all of your friends here what you fully admitted to me in there just now. First, that you are sorry for what you have done, and you see the folly of it all.
No, I'm not sorry. And it wasn't folly at all. It was simply glorious. Told you so.
Are you backsliding animal? Didn't you just tell me now and there?
Yes, because in there I would have said anything. But out here I've been going over some things. And I find that I'm not a bit sorry and it wasn't folly at all. So it's no earthly good saying I am now, is it?
Then you don't promise to never touch a motor car again?
Certainly not. On the contrary, first motor car I see, boop boop, honk honk, off I go in it.
Very well then. Since you won't yield to persuasion, we'll see what force can do. You've often asked us to come stay with you, Toad. Well, now we're going to. And until we've converted you to a proper point of view, then you may leave. But not before.
It's for your own good, Toad. We'll take care of everything until you're well.
Think of the fun we shall have together.
No! It's going to be tedious business, but it shall be done.
They arranged their watches accordingly. Each animal took it in turns to sleep in Toad's room at night, and they divided the day up between them.
Oh, pull yourself together, Toad. That's 5 smashed days.
Yes, Badger. Sorry, Badger. I shall be fine presently. I do hope so.
Oh, good. I thought you'd never get here. Toad's been acting a little strange. Can't get much out of him except, oh, leave me alone. I want nothing. It may pass some time. Listen here, Rat. When Toad's being quiet and playing that Sunday school hero, that's when he's at his artfullest.
Already then?
Yes. You mind what I said?
So long, Willows.
Hello, Toad. How are you today? Thank you for asking me about me. First, tell me how you are yourself. Oh, very well then. Good. And the Axel animal? She's all right. Gone off for a bit of a ramble with Badger. They won't be back till lunchtime. So you and I are going to have a grand morning together. Now jump up, and I'll do my best to amuse you. How little you notice my condition. I beg of you. Probably to the very last time. Would you go out to the village and get a doctor?
Oh, what?
No, don't bother. It's only trouble to you. Maybe we'll find letting nature take its course. But what do you have a doctor for? Certainly you'd notice. But no, why should you? Tomorrow indeed, you may be saying to yourself, if only I had noticed. If only I had done something. Alack the day. Please forget that I asked. Look here, I would gladly fetch a doctor for you if you really needed one. But I'm sure it can't be as bad as all that. Let's talk about something else, shall we? I fear, dear friend, that talk can do little in a case like this. We're doctors, you know. I could say there is a moment where one must face disagreeable tasks. Thank you, Ratty, my dear, dear friend. Father? Father, is that you? Oh, dear keeping, you must be that bad. I'll be back in just a moment. You buckle up, old chap. I'll go fetch a doctor and the lawyer. I'm coming, Papa! Your little Tony's coming! Oh, Toad! Smart piece of work, that. Brain against brute force, and brain came out on top, as it's bound to do. Poor old Ratty. It must take him in handsome day happy indeed. He ran out of the house, walked briskly along the street, taking byways, crossing fields, until eventually he reached a little town where a sign hanging over a local inn reminded him that he had not breakfasted that day. He marched into the inn and ordered the best luncheon that could be provided at so short a notice.
I like the best luncheon that can be provided at so short a notice.
And sat down to eat. He was about halfway through his meal when an only two familiar sound came approaching from down the street and made him fall and started trembling all over. The sound of a motor car drew nearer and nearer and could be heard to turn into the inn yard and come to a stop. Toad had to hold on to the leg of his table to conceal his overmastering emotion. Presently, the party entered the inn, hungry, talkative, full of their experiences of the morning and the merits of the chariot that had brought them along so well. And Toad found himself thinking,
There can't be any harm just looking at it. And do you suppose it turns on easily? And does it go very fast? And finally, oh, hang it all! It is my right, my divine destiny!
Order in the court! A session has begun. To my mind, the only difficulty that presents itself in this otherwise very clear case is how we can make it sufficiently hot for the incorrigible rogue ruffian whom we see cowering before us. He has been found guilty on the clearest case of stealing a valuable motor car and driving it to public danger. Mr. Clerk, please tell us what the very simplest penalty we can impose for each of these offenses, without giving the prisoner the benefit of the doubt, because there isn't any.
Oh, Lord. Supposing you were to say 12 months for the theft.
Yeah!
Which is mild. 3 years for the furious driving.
Yeah!
Which is lenient. And 15 years for the cheat.
Yeah!
Years, if added together correctly, total up to 19 years.
Yes! First rate! So you better make it around 20 and be on the safe side. Prisoners! Pull yourself together and try to stand up straight. It's gonna be 20 years for you this time, Toad. And mind, if you appear before us again on any charge whatsoever, we shall have to deal with you very seriously. Then the brutal minions of the law fell upon the hapless animal, loaded him in chains, and dragged him from the courthouse, shrieking, praying, and protesting, until became a helpless prisoner in the remote dungeon of the best guarded jail of the Southwest Castle in all length and breadth of Merry England. Mr. Toad! Mr. Toad! The burning, dashing, roller carriage smashing Toad! Mr. Toad! Mr. Toad! Mr. Toad!
Honk, honk.
Yeah, I like this one. This is
Oh, me. Tut, tut. Poor Toady. 20 years. 20 years.
Well, he might get out earlier on good behavior, perhaps. No, I expect not.
How you could have left him on guard with such a feeble excuse is beyond me.
Really, Rat, I hate to say it, but you've been a bit of a duffer this time. Toad, too, of all animals.
He did it awfully well.
He did you awfully well. Still, there's no use belaboring the point. It's all done with now. I shall make my way up to Toad Hall and see what needs to be seen in its master's absence.
We'll go with you.
No, it's too late tonight. You come around tomorrow or the day after, and we'll see what's what. Evening, Otter.
Oh, hello, Badger. Mole, how are you, Dad?
All right, I suppose.
Bit late could be out and about this evening, isn't it? You're usually home with the family by now.
Oh, yes, I would be too, but, well, I expect you haven't heard.
What's wrong with you?
Portly's missing.
Wandered off again, has he?
I'm afraid so. He's quite the adventurous child. I wouldn't be so concerned, but it's been several days now, and the missus and I have looked everywhere, high and low. I don't suppose you know.
Sorry, old fellow.
Look here, someone's bound to find him and bring him back to you. He's well known in these parts. Is little Portly? Why, we found him ourselves, haven't we, Mole? Miles from home, quite self-possessed and cheerful.
Oh, yes. All the same, I wait by the ford and see. Well, the child loves the spot. I taught him to fish there and gave him his first swimming lessons. So it occurs to me that if he's wandering back from, well, wherever he is, he might make for the ford to stop there and play if he remembers it. I've gone there every night for the last week to watch, on the chance, just on the chance.
Very sensible, too. We'll put the right over on, won't we, fellows?
Thanks.
Now, come along, fellow. I'm heading that way myself. So long, you two.
Good night, Badger. Cheer up, Otter. Uncle will turn up
Any day now. I say, the world is full of sad tales tonight, isn't it? Yes. I suppose we ought to think about turning in.
I simply can't go and turn and do nothing. Why don't you get your boat and we'll paddle upstream? The moon will be up in an hour or so, and we'll search as best we can. Or we'll try to look for one for it.
Just what I was thinking. It's not the sort of night to bed anyhow. And daybreak's not very far off. Perhaps we'll catch news of him from the early risers along the way. Crystal water.
And so, the two friends got their boat, lowered it into the water, and began their night journey up the river. Out in midstream, there was a clear, narrow track that faintly reflected the sky. At last, over the rim of the waiting earth, the moon lifted with slow majesty, till it swung clear of the horizon and drove off. They worked their way up the stream, while the moon, serene and detached in a cloudless sky, did what she could to help them in their quest, till her hour came, and she sank, reluctantly, to the earth, and left them to the darkness, and mystery once more held field and river. Then, a change began slowly to declare itself. A bird piped suddenly, and was still. A light breeze sprang up and set the reeds and bushes rustling. Listen!
What is it, Brad?
Gone! It's gone! Through the music, oh, so beautiful and strange and new. It roused me. A longing, almost like a pain. But it ended so soon. No, wait! There it is again!
I don't hear anything.
Shh! Now it passes on and they begin to lose it. Oh, beauty of it. The merry, bubbling joy. Thin, clear, happy call of the distant piping. Such music I've never dreamed of. And the call in it is even stronger than the music is sweet. Row on, we'll row on, for the music and call must certainly be for us.
I only hear the wind playing on the reeds and the bushes.
Clearer and nearer still. Surely you must hear it now. Yes, I see! You do!
Oh, Rat, it's wondrous. It quite surpasses anything I...
Yes, I know. This is the place of my strong dreams. The place the music played to me. Here in this holy place, here if anywhere, surely we shall find but important. In the midst of stream, a small island lay anchored. It hid its secrets behind a veil of mist. Slowly, the two animals passed through the broken water and moored their boat at the flowery edge of the island. And then, all at once, looked up again, the vision had vanished, and a soft, little breeze
Pardon. Did you say that?
I think I was only remarking that this is the right sort of place, and that here, if anywhere, we should find Portly.
Please, sir.
Who said that? Where did...
Portly.
Portly, little fellow, what are you? I mean, how did you get...
Please, sir.
You must have climbed up and got a sign or something.
I'm sure I have no idea. Thank goodness we found you, or you found us.
Please, sir. Can I go home to me and my room now, sir?
Of course you will. We'll have you home in no time.
Who are you?
It's a mystery to me. We'll sit down and try and make sense of things after we've gotten back and had some breakfast. Eh, Portly?
He's asleep. Poor little fellow.
Well, let him rest. I'm dead tired myself.
I say, it's great that we got the stream to take us home. I say, isn't it pleasant to feel the sun soaking in one's bones?
Oh yes, and listen to Len playing in the reeds and bushes.
It's like music, far away music.
So I was thinking, but with words in it too. It passes in the words and out of them again. Listen.
Now, when Poe found himself locked in a dank and noisome dungeon, he flung himself full length on the floor, shed bitter tears, and abandoned himself to complete despair and the occasional song of great pathos.
She was particularly fond of animals.
Good morning, Toad. I brought you some hot buttered toast and tea.
Hot buttered toast? I say, how splendid! You are a good-hearted and pleasant wench, aren't you?
What did you say your name was again?
Margaret. Well, Margaret, are you sure your father quite approves of you making these visits to notorious Mr. Toad, the terror of the high roads?
Oh no, he says he's tired of your sulks and your unpleasant airs and the way you cry out and kick your legs about at the slightest provocation and whine, curse, complain.
Yes, well, that's enough of it. Well, if he's so tired of me, why doesn't he just let me go out of this medieval slop house of his?
Oh, he couldn't possibly do that. It's his job to see that you stay securely locked up.
Yes, of course.
However, if you were to slip out by some other means outside of his jurisdiction, say, well, he couldn't be held accountable now, could he?
No, I suppose not. Look here, what are you driving at?
Listen, Toad, you know I've grown very fond of you and the stories you told me of your good friends, the water rat, the mole, and this badger. Well, they make me quite sad. You must miss them.
Yes, well, I suppose I do. There you have it. I'm just a big, sentimental animal at heart.
Now listen, Toad. I have an aunt who's a washerwoman.
There, think no more about it. I have many aunts that ought to be washerwomen.
Oh, do be quiet a minute, Toad. You talk too much. That's your chief fault.
I wasn't aware I had any faults.
Just listen. My aunt does all the washing for every single one of the prisoners in the castle. She comes around once a week.
Yes, I remember seeing her now.
Right. Now, you're very rich, at least your aunt is telling me you are, and she's quite poor. I think if she were properly approached, you could come to some arrangement by which she would offer clothes and bonnet and so on and escape as the official washerwoman. You're very like in many respects, particularly about the figure.
We are not! I have a very elegant figure for what I am.
Well, so has my aunt for what she is. But have it your own way, you horrid, proud, and grateful animal. You can stay here as a toad. 20 years really isn't so long when you think about it.
No, you're right. I am a proud and stupid animal, and you are a good and kind-hearted and smart and other words girl. Please introduce me to your worthy aunt if you would be so kind.
Good, she's right outside. Auntie! He's too fat. He'll never pass me.
Really, my good
I'm
woman?
not nearly handsome enough. It'll never work.
I say!
Please, Aunt, lend us your clothes. How much money have you got?
Just a few pounds and some loose change.
I'll take all of it.
Really, how am I to?
All of it. Now you ties me up.
I beg your pardon.
Bound and gags me. It looks like you caught me off guard. It's the only way she can hope to keep her job, Toad.
Oh, yes, and a bit more in keeping with my reputation. Yes, a very good idea indeed.
Help, help! It's a desperate and outrageous Toad. He's making a prisoner out of me and doing all sorts of horrid, unmanageable things. Telling me how popular and witty and must go.
Yes.
Now, Toad, get into these things. You must go straight down the way they brought you up. And if anyone says anything to you, as they probably won't be but men, do stay and chat with them. But not too much, of course, because you're a widow woman, quite alone in the world with your character.
Really? I'm spotted it myself.
There, now you're the very image of her. Run along quickly, Toad, and please, do try to be a more respectful animal in the future.
Yes, well, I thank you very much.
Just go.
Yes, well, goodbye, my dear.
With a quaking heart, but as firm as footsteps he could command. Toad, set forth! off. I've got real customers to tend to.
Oh, unhappy, oh, forsaken me. What's a poor washerwoman to do?
Hello, Mother. What's the trouble? You don't look particularly cheerful.
Sir, I am a poor unhappy washerwoman, and I've lost all my money, and I can't pay for a ticket, and I must get home tonight, and I don't know how. Somehow, whatever am I to do? I don't know. Oh dear, oh dear.
That's bad luck indeed. And you've got some kids too, I dare say, waiting for you. Fine, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm an engineer, as you may well see, and there's no denying that it's terribly dirty work. You go scrub a few shirts for me when you get home, and send them along. I'll give a ride in the cab of my engine. How does that sound?
Oh, thanks, sir. You are very kind. I will gladly clean some clothing for you, and as much of it as you like. Which way do we go?
This way now. Careful now, Mom.
Oh, dear.
Well, it's about the time anyway.
Oh, I say, oh, it's dark. What a jolly life this must be. Oh, trees, hedges, horses, and cows all flying past. What a lovely way to pass the hours.
It's all right.
Oh, I do envy you. Washing can be ever so tiresome. I've often wondered what it might be like to drive a train. Do you say I'm not?
Sorry, Mommy. We policy.
Oh, pity.
That's very strange.
What is?
We're the last train riding this way tonight. Yeah, I could have sworn I heard another following.
Oh, really?
Yes, I can see it clearly now. There's another engine on the rails, coming along at a great pace. It looks as if we're being pursued.
Oh, gosh, what for? I wonder.
And they're getting on as fast, and it's a crowd of jailers, policemen, and officials, all shouting at us. It seems they want us to stop.
Oh, save me, Mr. Engineer, and I will confess everything. I am not the simple washerwoman I appear to be. I am the Toad, the well-known and popular Mr. Toad. I have just escaped the loathsome dungeon which my enemies have flung me.
And what were you put on prison for?
It was nothing that bad. I only borrowed a motor car. I didn't mean to smash it up, really.
I'm afraid you've been deep in a wicked toad, and by right, I ought to be able to offended justice.
Oh, please!
Well, you are evidently in sore trouble and distress, so I will not desert you. But there's just one thing for it. You see the tunnel ahead of us?
Yes?
The moment we're out, we must jump off, try to let things off, then run and hide in the thick wood before they can get out of the tunnel. Can we back up?
To the part about me jumping off?
No. This way now.
Oh, I say, it's very dark in here.
Get ready now, as soon as we hit the light.
I'm afraid I'm not going to like this.
This way now, turn around.
Well, I thank you very much. If you're ever in the neighborhood of Toad Hall,
Jump!
what? Jump!
Morning, Mom. Lovely diving to golf that trip. Couldn't have done better myself.
Thank you.
Any particular reason why you keep jumping off big vehicles, or is it just for the sport of it?
No, actually, I was on my way to visit my married daughter, and I must have taken a wrong turn somewhere, and here I am.
Oh, I see. And where'd my married daughter be living, Mom?
Oh, very near the river. Right next to a big, fine house called Toad Hall.
And they have a river there? Toad Hall, I'm moving that way myself. You can come along. It's an easy walk.
Well, thanks awfully. It's very generous of you.
I'm just giving the horse a bit of a rest. He's been pulling the barge all along since early morning.
Oh, yes, he is a lovely animal. That is yours originally?
Oh no, I just found him down by the main road just about this time last year. He was frightened half out of his wits. Poor thing, like someone had done him injustice.
Imagine that.
So, you're in the washing business, are you?
Oh, madame, it is my single recreation, my joy. Ask anyone.
Boys are just fortunate. I've got half a year's worth of dirty clothes back on the barge. You can see it when we make our way down the canal. I appreciate that ever so. I know it would be a pleasure too.
Oh, well, look here. It's off the season, Aunt.
I knew it, washerman indeed. What a humbug you are.
you common, low, fat, large woman. Don't you dare talk to your betters that way. I would have you known that I am a toad, and what's more, that is my horse. Come on, William.
Help, help, it's the toad, the terrible conceited toad.
Calm yourself. I'll be here in just a moment. Hello, sir. Got any laundry he's doing? Well, we just have a little look around, Toady? Right! But just look at you! Oh, Ratty, I've been through such time since I last saw you. Got in prison, got out of it, stole away on a train, humbugged everybody, got my horse back. I'm a smart toad, no mistake. What do you think my last exploit was? Just wait till I tell you all about it. Stop it! Don't you see the fool you made yourself and how terribly foolish your friends look? All because you need to must go steal a motor car. Honestly, Toad, what are you going to be a sensible animal? Oh, I get up. Really? I do. And the piece of those ridiculous clothes on and try to pull yourself up. For a more disreputable looking object than you, I have never laid eyes on. Oh gosh, I suppose you're right. I have been a fool, haven't I? It's got to change. I don't want to look at another motor car for as long as I live. We'll say no more about it, shall we? Tony!
Well, look at the cat rung in.
Fancy having you back. Never dreamt of it so soon.
Welcome home, Toad. Alas, what am I saying? Home indeed. This is a poor homecoming, to be sure. I am truly sorry.
Why? What's up? I was just about to tell.
You mean you haven't heard?
Heard what? I was just about to tell him. Tell me what, Ratty? Go on, Ratty. Tell me. The worst is over. I'm an animal again. I can bear it. It's the weasels, ferrets, and stoats. They've gone and taken over to hall. What?
Badger found them there.
Lying about the place.
Staying in bed half the day.
Breakfast at all hours.
Eating your grub.
And drinking your drink.
And making bad jokes about you. And they're telling the tradespeople and everybody that they come to stay for good.
Oh, have they? Well, I'll soon see about that! It's no use, Toad. They've got the house heavily guarded. It's a difficult situation, but I think we'll be able to do it. It's my house and I know exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to...
Oh, be quiet, all of you. Thank you. Toad, you are a bad and troublesome little lady.
Yes, Badger. Anything you say.
Good. Now, what Rat says is quite true. The stoats are on guard at every point, and they make the best sentinels in the world.
Then it's all over!
Oh, do shut up, Toad. There's an underground passageway that leads from the middle of Toad Hall up to the middle of Toad Hall.
Oh, nonsense, Badger. I know every inch of Toad Hall and there's nothing of that sort.
My young friend, your father, who is a particular friend of mine, showed me a great deal. He showed it to me and said, "Don't let my son know about it. He's a good boy, but very light and irresponsible in character. If he's ever in a real fix and it would be of use to him, you may let him in on it, but not before." Now, I found out a thing or two. It seems there's going to be a big banquet tonight. It's the Chief Weasel's birthday, I believe, and they'll be in the dining hall, drinking and eating and all of that sort. At the appointed hour, the four of us shall come up through the tunnel and into the butler's pantry.
Wielding our swords and sticks,
And take them by surprise.
and whack them and whack them and whack them!
Well said, Toad.
Oh, learn them to steal my house! Don't say learn them, Toad. It's not good English.
What's wrong with Toad's English? It's the same as what I use.
I'm sorry, but I think it ought to be teach 'em.
But we don't want to teach them. We want to learn. And what's more, we shall.
Is everybody happy then?
Yeah!
Are we all having a lovely time?
Yeah!
Well then, before I resume my seat, I would like to offer up a word of thanks to our kind benefactor.
Boo!
Oh no, Toad. 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 Honest Toad. It is a great disappointment to me that he cannot be with us tonight. I did send him an invitation, all the way up to Highgate Prison. Perhaps he'll stop around, stay in about 20 years. Well then, goodbye. Terry, goodbye. But I cannot cry, no I cannot cry, no I cannot cry for you. But I cannot cry, no I cannot cry, no I cannot cry for you. But I cannot cry, no I cannot cry, no I cannot cry for you. But I cannot cry, no I cannot cry, no I cannot cry for you.
I'll smash you up, you weasel scum! What? Who said that? I'm out of boys!
Come on, get out, all of you. Well, now I must get this place cleaned up. Company will be arriving at any minute.
What's that? Oh, didn't I tell you? Well, as certain as I was that we would win today, I sent out a few invitations. Just a few, you understand. For a somewhat informal celebration on the behalf of my return.
You didn't.
I really don't see what all the fuss and bother is about.
I say, do you happen to have one of those invitations on you?
May I see the invitation, please?
Well, you don't have to worry about that, Ratty.
You're a
May I
man.
see the invitation, please?
Well, if you're going to be that way.
Thank you. Just as I suspected. Would either of you care to hear this?
I would, yes.
Now, look here. You are cordially invited to a banquet at Toad Hall this evening in the celebration of the triumphant and glorious return of Mr. Toad. The following entertainment shall be provided. 1. Speech by Toad. There will be other speeches by Toad throughout the course of the evening. 2. Song by Toad, composed by himself. 3. Address by Toad. 4. Other compositions by Toad. These will be sung at random moments during the festivities by the composer. Oh, Toad. What? It needs something, doesn't it? Come on, help me.
Toad,
Yes, Badger?
I want you to understand something. I will say it once and I will speak very clearly. There will be no songs at this banquet of yours and no speeches either.
What?
I'm not arguing with you, I'm just telling you.
Can't I just sing one little song?
No.
One tiny little song. Like Astra, a ballad perhaps? A hymn? A teeny weeny itsy bitsy little tiny song?
One song only.
Oh, thank you, Badger! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! Oh, they must be here already. Would either of you... No, I think it'd be better if I got it. Yeah, that sounds good. Come on in. Hello, mice. Welcome in. Have you got a song for us, the Toad, to celebrate your return? A song, yeah? Well, we'll make it a short one. Here's one I wrote and composed by myself called When the Toad Came Home. There was panic in the parlor and a howling in the hall. There was crying in the cowshed and shrieking in the stall. When the Toad came home, when the Toad came home, when the Toad when he came back home. When the Toad came home, when the Toad came home, when the Toad when he came back home. There was smashing in of windows and a crashing in of door. There was shimmying of weasels who fainted on the floor. When the Toad came home, when the Toad came home, when the Toad when he came back home. When the Toad came home, when the Toad came home, when the Toad when he came back home. When the Toad came home, when the Toad came home, when the Toad when he came back home.
Sang was very loud, with great unction and expression, and when they had done, they sang it all over again. All the animals gathered round Toad to congratulate him and say nice things about his courage and his cleverness and his fighting qualities. And then, something very unexpected happened. Something so unusual that, for a moment, Everyone in the room was still.
Not at all. On the contrary. Badger was the mastermind. Mole and Rat were the brunt of the fight. I merely served in the ranks. I did little or nothing. It was my friends, you see, my friends who brought me back home to Toad Hall. Henceforth I shall be a very different animal. My friends shall not have the occasion to blush for me. Oh dear, this is a hard world.
The banquet was a great success. There was much talking and laughter and good-natured banter among the animals. But through it all, Toad kindly looked down his nose, murmured pleasant nothings to the animals on either side of him, and with topical small talk, and by earnest inquiries after members of their families not yet old enough to appear at social functions, managed to convey to them that this dinner was being run on strictly conventional lines. He was indeed an altered Toad.